saying we are going to improve our relationship.
The report highlights that Uganda has over 140 service providers, including trusted partners such as the Uganda Police, religious leaders, and peer support groups. However, despite these resources, access to emergency protection services remains mostly confined to urban areas, leaving human rights defenders in remote regions underserved.
Services cannot only be in Kampala, in Masaka, in Mbarara. We need to go beyond that and go to the regions where they operate, especially people who are operating as a community-based organization.
Robert Chirenga, Executive Director of the National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders Uganda, emphasized that the current 90-day timeframe for delivering emergency services possesses a significant challenge.
Providers are sending human rights defenders to case handlers who sometimes are so ignorant on the question of gender, sexual minority, disability, that you're sending me to a service provider, a case handler, who even getting to them is so difficult.
One of the key recommendations from the report is the need for increased funding for service providers, alongside the establishment of a legal framework to ensure the sustainability of these services.
Are the resources also equally available? Because understanding them is one, but also them being readily available is another. So this is an area that we may need to interrogate in the room as we discuss the report. So by improving communication and transparency, we can ensure that those who need support know where and how to get it expeditiously.
The report also raised concerns about the increasing number of fraudsters posing as human rights defenders, which has undermined the credibility of legitimate HRDs.
What we call rotation or double dipping. He goes to one service provider, gets support, goes to another and gets support. So he has accessed support from 5 different services where it could have been from one. So he uses resources that could have meant for many. So there's a lot of unethical work.
With Uganda approaching its next election cycle, HRDs are urged to take necessary security measures to protect themselves and their work. Kain Faith for UBC.